saga is attributed to sex-related drama. For 40% of my
Hello guys, I'm just making this video so that you can be able to see that there are still people who are very mature in our 237 media space. Look at the way Asaba sent her message to CY in a very respectable way. Like seriously, if we could copy from this, it would be the best thing ever, because if there is something I have realized on this media, that thing is our manner of approach. We have a very poor manner of approach, and it's causing us whole lot of problems. So guys, I will just let you watch her reply and put your comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think about all what she said, her manner of
some
approach.
couple of months ago, CY had an issue with
not.
an American-based promoter. He had given a sum to her in order for her to purchase some documents for him to, go to America for a tour. And unfortunately, this did not happen. And CY wrote to me to threaten me, to tell the promoter to give his money. Angry, I told CY to keep me out of their problems. I told him I was not going to be involved in his beef, and he was not going to use me as bait to settle his cause with this promoter. I made it clear to him. I think CY carried, some vexation in his heart, and it stayed there. And it has stayed there for a while. I think he made a couple of posts threatening and, saying all sorts of things. Mind you, most of which he has deleted from our chats. This is the person that he is. He talks to you, he threatens you, he goes ahead and he deletes it just to clear his path. I'm not doing this live to ridicule CY. I am not. I'm doing this live so that most of you who come on here and call people ungrateful, mind what you say and know the truth about things before you talk. Do not judge a story by hearing from one side. If not, you will be swept under the bus. So when that happened, CY became so angry. He was furious. He kept his distance. This is someone that him and I spoke for not a week past that we didn't talk. But from that time, after that beef with whoever, he kept his distance. And I understood that he was angry that I didn't take his side. And it was just normal for me to not take his side because I wasn't involved in their beef. I was not involved in their business. I wasn't there when the business started. And it was definitely not my responsibility to go on and start badging or calling somebody out who has clearly done nothing to me. 6 days ago, CY made a post on Facebook. And in that post, he said that people have been calling him out to give his opinion about what is happening between me and Renew and our record labels. And in that post, he said that he wouldn't say a word because whenever he has come out to talk about 80-20, which is clearly something that benefits us artists and entertainers, we have kept a blind eye. And in that moment, I was taken aback. I couldn't understand how someone whom I had supported all along from day one would come on and say that I'm speaking for myself, that I had never done anything for him or have never supported his campaign. Mind you, the 80-20 campaign is a good movement. I do not oppose it. As a matter of fact, I support it. It is good for us to valorize our own, but it is not good to be a bully about it. And I've always stood my ground with him. And so he made that post, and he further said in this post, it's still on his timeline. You guys can go and look at it from there. I don't do screenshots or whatever. I don't have time. So in that post, he said that if people look deeper into the relationship that we have with our bosses, they will see that there is something fishy in it. And being someone that I have literally supported all along, being someone that we talk literally every time, I felt disappointed. And I actually placed a call across to CY. And I called him, Grandfrere, I'm disappointed at you. I just saw a post that you made on Facebook talking about relationship being deeper than what people see online. I think that if you consider me as your little sister, even if it's a how do you call them, gossip that you heard from somewhere, I think you would call me and say, Petit sir, I'm calling you because I just heard something which I think is not cool. But I think we should talk because I've heard something which is not cool. You know, I think we should talk. And CY said he was not talking to me. He said he was not addressing me. But he was addressing me. My name was clearly hashtagged in the post. The post was for me. It was my post. You made it for me. I was hashtagged, I was tagged in the post. Reason why I saw it a couple of minutes after you posted it. I expressed my dissatisfaction with the fact that that post was not okay. This is clearly because I do not appreciate the fact that the hard work of female artists in this entertainment sphere are being swept under the bus. I'll speak for myself, for example. I work really hard. And I know that someday I'm going to be in a position where they're reporting the life. The life is being reported, but we go on. So I think I'm going to be in a position where I would drive a Ferrari, I'll build a house, I would live my best life, and I will be everything that I want to be. And I would feel so bad if in that moment, people come on and say it's because I was selling something behind the scenes. I know clearly what I go through, how I work, how I do not sleep day in, day out to put into my career. And if in case God decides to bless me someday, it will be devastating to sit and watch a couple of people sit and say it is because she was selling something, in quotes, behind the scenes. That is definitely what I was not pleased about when CY made the post. So I called him, we talked. He said the post was not for me. He was trying to manipulate the narrative and excuse himself from it and not even taking responsibility. And then later on came and sent me an apology, which clearly was not an apology because the next day, CY went live. And in his life, he made derogatory statements again. In his life, he said that when Asaba was signed, the girl no be even fine. It no be weigh even 1.5 or 1.4 kilo. It no be there even the wash, it no be the smell fine. Mind you, when I was signed, I was 27. I had a kid that was 3 years old. I was a graduate from Biaka University Institute. I was a state registered nurse. Had worked in the Yaoundé Central Hospital for a year. Worked in Limbe as a first aider and a first aid trainer at an offshore training institution. I was a full-blown woman. I was a perfect songwriter. As a matter of fact, I made most of my money from songwriting. Songwriting actually survived me in the industry. So when you come here and you sit and you address me, know that you are addressing some other person's big sister. In as much as I'm your little sister, know that you're addressing somebody else's big sister. Know that you're addressing, as you are an entertainer or a social media influencer, you are a star. Know that I am people's star. People who look at me with high regard. And they definitely will be taken aback when they come on a live and they hear you calling me names or making me feel less of a person. It may be because you want to cruise. It may be like I heard that you were using humor, or you just wanted to balance the equation since you had insulted the other side. You needed to balance the equation. But I did not appreciate you calling me names. I did not appreciate you telling me that I smell, telling me that I didn't weigh up to 1.5 kilos, telling me that I was ugly, telling me that I wasn't branded and I wasn't made. I didn't appreciate it. And in that life, in one of your events, I received a fine. I was fined to pay 250,000 francs. You said it, that's why I'm saying it, because it's already out there. And of course, you brought it to the life. And as a grand frère again, knowing the position that I am in right now, knowing what's going on right now, I thought it was insensitive of you to bring that on your life and talk about it. I thought it was insensitive of you to bring that on your life and make a mockery of it. See why you can have your opinion about everything. You can talk, but please, have limits, have boundaries. Your petit sœur clearly felt disrespected and betrayed again on a row, two consecutive times on a row. Yesterday, the day before, and the day after. I was disrespected. And of course, I made a post saying that I think that you have bipolar disorder. That was clearly impulsive. It's because I was hurt and disappointed. Because this same you claims that you're my elder brother. This same you claims that you've supported me and built my career to 40%, which is another thing that I want to address. If you are responsible for 40% of my success, who is responsible for 60? Is it the bloggers who have posted my songs all over the globe? Is it the comedians, Caro Copies, Godis Fungo, Auntie Felicia, Grand Lorenzo, Dorcas Comedy? Is it the TikTokers, the TikTok influencers? Is it the radios, the TV? Is it the artists who shared my songs on their platforms on a daily? Who is responsible for 60? Because if you take 40, it means every other person has nothing. It means even my label did not do anything for me. You like to take glory, you like to take praises. And we clearly did that promotional video just because you appreciated my help. And you definitely didn't give me a platform, CY. I gave you my platform. I shared my platform with you. I performed at your event for free. At the time, my cachet was not 50,000 francs. It was times 5 that amount. I was being paid 5 times the whatever you claim to have given me. You didn't contribute to 40% of my success. So stop. You didn't make me see why I'm a collective effort. Everybody in this industry collectively made me who I am. You are not the only person who is responsible for my success. I am sorry I disrespected you. I'm sorry I called you names. I did that clearly out of impulse. But I want you to be able to take responsibility sometimes and clearly cut boundaries. Do not address me. I am your junior sister, but when you talk to me, you will address me with the respect that I deserve. You will not address me like a child. Please. Don't. I appreciate whatever help you've been. And again, I'm sorry for disrespecting you and calling you names.